What's up, Ragin Nation? My name is Alex Yu, and you're watching another episode of the Transformers edition of the Ragin Nation show. This really is just a web series where I talk about all things that matter to me in the world of Transformers. But today I don't really have any news, and that's simply because Michael Bay is working on Pain and Gain. So we're not going to really get any news until later this year. So let's say October or September. So from now till then, there's not going to be any real developments. The thing that's on my mind is villains, and lead villains, main villains to be specific. And this came to me because I was just on michaelbay.com, that is Nelson's website, and I was on the forums and they were talking about villains. They had a poll which asked the forum members, who do you want to see as villains? And the usual suspects were there, Unicron and Galvatron. Now, here's what I gotta say. You guys know how I feel about Unicron. If you guys haven't already seen my opinion on that, check out my other channel, Ragin Review, and you'll know what I mean. But to reiterate, I don't want Unicron at all. I don't want to see Unicron in any of the live-action Transformers films, and the reason why is just because I cherish those robot-on-robot battles. Bumblebee versus Barricade, Optimus versus Megatron, Ironhide versus the Dreads, the list goes on. So I like those kind of battles. I don't want to see like 10 Autobots fly up to a planet and just just do like a whole Star Wars kind of slugfest. Yeah, I don't need any of that. But a lot of people were just saying that, well, couldn't they do it like Transformers Prime, where I think Unicron comes from underground or something like that. I don't really know, I haven't seen it, but they did do Unicron differently. And my response to that is that, well, isn't that just copying Transformers Prime? Why would they want to just like copy it and not make something original? They could come up with something original. So that's how I feel about that. So no Unicron for me. I mean, you guys can want it all you want, but that's just my opinion. I just don't want to see any Unicron. Now, the other suspect is obviously Galvatron, and which I feel is just really Megatron, but renamed and a stronger version of himself. So let's just say we had Galvatron in the 4th installment of Transformers. Doesn't that mean we saw Megatron 4 times already? So come on, guys, give me a break. We gotta see a different villain. There's so many other villains we can choose from out there, and one of the villains that was on that poll list was actually the quintessons, and that actually made me think. And I thought about how they could do the quintessons, because the quintessons really are just a pod with 4 floating faces, and it's got some tentacles at the bottom, and obviously this is Michael Bay's version. He can do whatever he wants. So that obviously means that it doesn't have to be that. In fact, he can change it to the weirdest looking thing out there and name it quintessons, and it would still work. Here's how I would do quintessons. I would have it 4 separate robots, like alien looking robots, kind of like the Dreads in that they have a lot of sharp edges, but their main weapons are tentacles. And each one has a unique looking face, just like they do in the original version, right? You had that skull looking guy and the guy with the goatee, or the thing, the beard, I guess. And I would differentiate them like that, and I'd have each one twice the size of Optimus, but they're still like humanoids. Like they have 2 legs, 2 arms, a head and a body, but they have tentacles everywhere, all right? Now some people are thinking that, oh, that's kind of like the Dreads, isn't it? Not really, just because they're much larger and they're just more mean, and they don't speak a word of English. But one thing that I do want them to do is combine. I want the 4 to combine, and they just make something. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a larger robot, but I want them to combine into something. All right, it definitely should be something like an alien kind of like maybe a spider bot or something like that. I don't know, but that's just what I was thinking. And another thing is that I want each of them to have their own alien alternate modes. For example, one of them can be like a spacecraft looking thing, another guy could be like another spider bot looking thing, another guy could be like this kind of like hovercraft. I don't know, it could be anything like that. The fact is that the quintessons can be however they like, as long as there's 4 of them and they combine and they just look totally alien like with tentacles. And there you have it. So I want to ask you guys a question. Let's just say they ruled out that they're not going to have Galvatron or Unicron. There's tons of villains out there who could be a lead villain. who would it be? Who would you want it to be? Who do you want? Okay? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, like I said, no Unicron, no Galvatron. And it's just not because I said so. It's just that I just want you guys to ask yourself, who would you want to see if they ruled out that there's no Galvatron or Unicron at all? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, click that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation, and also if you have any questions, you can tweet them to me directly at Ragin Nation, and I will answer them on camera on Twitter Tuesdays. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching another episode of the Transformers edition of the Ragin Nation show. I'll see you next time. Peace. Transformers news. Does anybody have any idea where and when I can buy one of these? It's an SD super deformed version of Optimus Prime. I don't know if it transforms or anything, but it's really, really cool, and I want to see one of these things on my